Located in Brooklyn, New York, the Greenwood Cemetery was established in 1838. Aside from being an active cemetery, it's also a cultural site and an outdoor museum, containing not just burial sites for numerous influential American figures, but also many artworks. Greenwood Cemetery covers 278 acres of land and is home to over 570,000 residences. Upon entering Greenwood Cemetery, visitors walk through the main entry arch, otherwise called the Gothic Archway. It was designed by Richard Upjohn, the first president of the American Institute of Architects, and his son, Richard M. Upjohn. Probably one of the most fascinating sights at the cemetery is the historical chapel, and it just so happens to be very close to the entrance. Originally, there had been a cross at the top of the chapel, but it had broken off because of a lightning strike. The chapel is open to the public. On the interior, it's beautifully decorated with stained glass windows. Walking into the chapel, you are greeted with a feeling of serenity. During our trips, we also met some very interesting people along the way who were more than willing to participate in our research project. We were curious whether or not people come to the cemetery often, and if so, what was the demographic that frequently visited the cemetery?
My name's Kathy.
Kathy? Do you come here often?
Yes, I come here a lot.
Oh, really? Do you live nearby?
Yeah, I live very close.
Okay, perfect. So do you think that this place holds any significance to you? Or?
Absolutely. So I've lived in this neighborhood since 2020.
Oh, good.
And I came and walked in the cemetery almost every day during lockdown.
Oh.
So it's a really important space to me in my life in New York.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful way to watch the seasons as, time goes, especially in that first year when we were all isolating. But yeah, I just think it's a really special, magical place.
Do you often come here?
Almost every day.
Oh, really?
So you're local residents here?
Yes, we live just a couple of blocks away.
Oh, cool. How do you feel about this whole place?
Oh, well, we love it.
I love it here.
It's one of our favorite places.
It's quiet.
Yeah, it is.
Occasionally you meet people who interview you for different things.
Right. And, we like to look at the wildlife and the flora, the fauna. The whole thing.
Definitely.
It's just a fabulous place. The history.
It seemed like most people visited the cemetery because of its close proximity and accessibility, and the most frequent visitors were Brooklyn locals. As we conducted our ethnographic research, we were also engaging with questions about the cultural and historical value of this site. Are people more distanced from the idea of death nowadays? What do people who frequently visit the cemetery think about this place? What do you think about death, or just the concept of it?
I think about it a lot.
Really?
Yeah. I've had a lot of loss and death in my life. And I think it's a really important thing that culturally we don't talk enough about. And particularly American culture,
Sure.
So I like being here. Not that I come here to specifically think about death, but it's a special thing that I think there's a lot more to think about and say, I guess, broadly, culturally.
I guess.
Something to look forward to, I suppose.
Really?
Well, no, not really.
Well,
Well, some people, are very creeped out by cemeteries, and they feel very uncomfortable. I never have. I've always liked them. I've always thought they were very historical, and I like looking at the gravestones. But, I feel comfortable here.
As we concluded our second visit to the cemetery, we were able to take away that the cemetery's most frequent visitors view the cemetery as much more than just a place to bury the dead. To these people, the cemetery is a place to relax and unwind, a place to admire nature, and to even appreciate historical artworks. Even though it's true that a lot of people, especially in America, or distance from the idea of death, we've learned from our trips that despite its main function, Greenwood Cemetery holds significant value for those who have a connection to this place.